what's up, guys? Welcome to What's New with me, Nanaya Radio. I'm bringing you what's new with your favorite artists right now, and I want you to know what's happening in the music space. Okay, so let's kick off like this. Kofi Kinaata should be a comedian. He shouldn't be a musician because Kofi Kinaata is hilarious. So Kofi Kinaata was on 3 Music talking about how his mom treats him as a last born. Listen to Kofi Kinaata. I'll be right back.
Yeah, one thing about last born saying,
louder.
One respect, you know.
Louder.
No man. The Accra the flight na day. Ma kwata Accra day. Mukodua from Accra no ponko full pictures nko full na what to nko feel. Make you pictures be superstar. Alpha flight. Accra day. Mr. Accra airport superstar nko full coffee. Mo ko Bokalis wo ma park ma car ho mo de coffee. Ba ka Jimiki. Okay, ma mo ko fie ma mo duru fie a mo bu egeta. Mami. Eh go fie aba. Bet you go to fulfill black.
So still talking about artists and what they are up to, let's talk about Sister Deborah and Captain Planet. So over the weekend, Sister Deborah commented on Captain Planet's post, a very harmless post by CP actually. So a doctor made a post and said, all I see is mental illness. And listen, the post is like you see on your screen, it's the different types of LGBTQIZY flags. Okay, then CP, as I call him, came to write, wow, I didn't know about all these flags. I only know about the rainbow. The post was a harmless post because he was trying to reply to the doctor and say, I didn't even know about all these flags. Sister Deborah comes to write a very long post. Listen, this post to me is homophobic and transphobic, especially with so-called doctor who tweeted it first. Shady, these are words and labels, and if this bothers some people, imagine how the real human bothers them or you. Different types of human exist clearly, and you should know. It's a long post. Violence everywhere. I don't know how Captain Planet's harmless post triggered this, but hey, here we are. Still talking about artists and what's new. Black Sherif is in the news and it's not a good one. Blacko shut down New York over the weekend at the Palladium Times Square. Amazing show. I love it. I watched all the excerpts on social media. There was one image that popped up after the concert. The image has sparked a lot of conversation among Ghanaians. Baphomet, right? That's what it's called, right? If it was God, they'd say Baphomet. And this Baphomet image, I am told, from my little research, let me read it to you guys, right? Listen. So Baphomet is a deity allegedly worshipped by the Knights people, right? And he became incorporated into various occult and Western traditions. So the image you see on the screen popped up. And when it popped up, as usual, trust my Ghana people to get into the conversation and say, one guy posted Matthew 16:25-26, King James Version. For whosoever will save his life shall lose it. Whosoever will lose his life for my sake shall find it. 26. For what is a man profited if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul? Or what shall a man give in exchange for his soul? This guy made a post, as you can see on the screen right now, with a tattoo of Black Sherif's Baphomet design, right? And the image behind him at the Palladium Times Square show. Okay, let's clap for the guy. When he dropped the post, a lot of celebrities have come out to talk about it. I'll tell you what I think about in a bit. So there's one young guy in Kumasi called MC Portfolio. He wrote, freedom of religion and association, but I hope this is just art. Blacko may be aware and understand what the US organizers did, and his management may be aware too. If it's a plan to get the world talking to, I hope it doesn't appear spiritually expensive. Congrats. Kojo Manuel, who is a one of Ghana's finest hype men and radio host on Y107.9 FM, also wrote, "You cannot use your experience to judge someone else's. This imagery is not triggering for certain audience. They embrace it. Doesn't necessarily mean anybody has sold your soul. Also, why are these posts always attached to people who are successful? Is it because it goes on and on and on and on and on?" Then I saw another post from one other presenter on YFM. Reverend Eskin says, I'm sure selling your soul means working too hard now. You all saw how Blacko came up here and earned his place by not taking for granted the push his people gave him. The boy be different. He was hungry for the breakthrough and had it. Now that the crumbs for the bread they drop. Kwakesi made a post too and said, somebody work hard, way in time reach, you say is selling so. Massa, nothing they stop you from selling yours, only if they will buy it. The said image, the Baphomet Image, I'm told, is a deity allegedly worshipped by the knights. Right? Now, this is my 2 cents on it. Ghanaians, we claim to be religious, very religious, yet we don't even see anything. The other day I was going for a meeting with Irene. We were in a car. The guy was playing a gospel, it was a gospel song, series of them, right? And then there was a driver behind him who was trying to get to a certain destination early. This Christian who was a driver playing gospel songs, worship songs, as at 2 p.m. said, "We are meeting Let me say it in English so that my people will understand." The driver said, if the driver behind him does not stop, he will alight, go to the driver and give him some dirty slaps. The same guy, after saying that, came back to worship God. Yes, mo. What a Christian country that we are as Ghanaians. Listen, if you cannot comprehend someone's success, just leave it. If you cannot understand how somebody devoted time, became disciplined, and reached a certain level in his or her career, just leave it. Because the hypocrisy is too much. It's just too much. It's just too much. Like, once upon a time, Sarkodie was so successful in Ghana, they said he has sold his soul to he has joined some Illuminati group. It's like in Ghana, you can't be successful without joining a certain society that is perceived. But I don't blame us. Let me go deep a bit. When you are born as a Ghanaian, you are mostly born into a Christian home. Your dad and your mom takes you to church constantly without understanding why you are going to church. You go to Sunday school. From Sunday school, you join the youth service. The moment a Ghanaian boy or girl enters the senior high school, and they meet people and they realize that they have freedom, majority of us don't even enter church again. I know you will comment and say I'm lying. Majority of Ghanaian youth, when they enter senior high school boarding house, they don't go to church again. Let me bust your mind again. When a Ghanaian youth enters tertiary, university, Legon, Tech, Accra Polytechnic, Accra Technical University, all the other technical universities, right? Sunday service, go and see how many people did the church inside. Now, those who did they go church for campus, when did they go and they hide? Because of what they do Monday to Saturday. I'm not saying that you can't do anything and worship God. I'm not saying that. I'm just trying to let you understand that you are born into a circle or a tradition where you have been fed to believe that a certain image is the Antichrist, it's a demon, and therefore it is so bad that you cannot even get close to it. But here we are in Ghana. When you enter majority of corporate offices now, Indians are our accountants, they are our MDs, they are our supervisors. Indians. Who do Indians worship? Buddhists. They are Buddhist people. Do you know that? I have a neighbor who is an Indian. I woke up one Saturday morning and then he has drawn the Buddhist sign on in front of his house, his house, and him and his children, they were around it for some time. And then I said that if it was a Ghanaian who had done this, the landlord will call and say two. Because they will say you are worshiping idol. What has Blacko done wrong? What has he done? He doesn't have a freedom of worship now because you think you know him. He doesn't have a freedom of association of whatever now. They keep saying, even 50 said, can somebody show me the Illuminati? I really want to join. We first stop this unnecessary thing, Charlie. When Sarkodie said it some time ago on the bold show with Tilly 2 years ago, people said, hey, Sark was lying. Sarkodie said, I'm not quoting him verbatim, but he said, in Ghana, they will do anything to put you on. When they are done putting you on, the next step is to do anything to bring you down. We are here crying that no Ghanaian artist is traveling the world. They are not filling up big auditoriums. This is Black Sherif, Palladium. He's going to the masquerade, 24th. He can't be himself. It's rather sad. I think that we have to stop this hypocrisy, Charlie. We are hypocrites as Ghanaians. Too much. Too much. Oh, you can't do this. Oh, you can't do that. But when the Ghanaian enters his room or her room, they do worse. Leave the poor boy alone to enjoy his success. He just kicked off. He said he's been doing music for 4 years, and already people are quoting scriptures. Let me read one post from a fan that even got me angry. But I don't want to lose my temper on the show. This is worse. This is not filler. I go respond on filler. The fan wrote, when Sarkodie was tagged Illuminati, he did nothing wrong. He didn't associate himself with any Baphomet shit. Over here is two things. Either he did want the same attention, or he actually in that shit. Not me, according to what we keep saying. What have you seen, bro? What have you seen? You guys that go festival. Do you guys go to festivals? Do you understand what a festival is? Then I'm sure if you guys had gone, if you guys go for all these electronic festivals that happens around the world, then you go talk sit down and it'll be the end of the world, though. Because I don't know if I can find that video for David to play. It's a festival where there's an image in the middle of the festival. I'll find the video for David to play for you guys. It's crazy. Leave the poor boy alone. If you say you go do, if Yajira hates now, you go talk to some big man, they back, they give him some car and things. She dey office, they sleep right now, nobody they see him. She sleep, she dey work. If she buy a range, you talk to some Yajira, some big man, then Nanya give him to some big man for MTN way, they eat and way, give him the Range Rover. It's like God is not making kings anymore. The same God you are talking about, he doesn't make kings anymore. He doesn't, like Lowen said, anybody can become a king so far as God is still alive. Anybody can become a king. Leave the poor boy alone. This was here with me, and I'll see you guys on the flip side. Drop your comments. Let's have a conversation about it. Leave Black Sherif alone. Let him enjoy his fame, his time, and his moments. Always remember, you are loved. Shout out to Irene Norman. I beg all the guys who did the DM me, you know they meet Irene in taste yet. That be why I don't send your picture to Irene. But keep sending your pictures and things to us. Yeah, we will select one person for Irene. Yeah, wedding is fully paid for by OnePlay Africa. See you guys on the flip side. You are loved.
OnePlay. Add class to your music.